Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am Smeralda and you are watching album plants. So today I need to make some repotting and I thought why not film it and share it also with you guys. So it has been quite some time since I have propagated my regular string of hearts and I wanted to make a fuller pot with it. And I think that the propagations are ready, they have roots. And I wanted to pot them together with my mother plant in a terracotta pot. The other thing that I want to do today is also to pot some lipstick plant propagations that are ready. They have roots and they are growing new leaves. Also, I do have two baby variegated string of hearts that I made, and they were the only ones that didn't sold out, so I'm going to keep them and I will plant them together to make a fuller pot and also to create another pot with variegated string of hearts. Also, I do have this small prop box that I have some Alocasia Zebrinas and some other things inside that I want to pot them together with my bigger plant and also some other stuff. So let's get started. So this is my string of hearts, the mother plant, and this is the one that I'm going to be repotting into terracotta. And I have here the propagations that are growing in water. I see some roots, so hopefully they are all ready to be potted up. I'm a bit afraid because Shanti, my cat, likes to play with the string of hearts because she really likes to play with strings, normal strings, and she confuses them, I think. So sometimes she knocks them off and the new roots dry out very fast. So let's see how many are ready to be potted. So how have you guys been going on with this very hot summer? Oh my god. Oh, look at all these roots. They are all tangled up. So here in Albania it has been a very, very, very hot summer. Like, I think that we have experienced like those hot waves all the time. Like, they are not waves now. We have had temperatures like 36 degrees every day. It's been normal now, and yeah, my plants have been struggling quite a bit from these temperatures, I'm not going to lie, and they dry out very fast and it is quite difficult to keep up with watering, and I've had some accidents, but what can you do? These are things that happen. I am planning on making a video regarding some techniques of self-watering that I use for different kinds of plants and that have really been helping me lately. So if you are interested, maybe you can leave me a comment if you are interested in watching this kind of video. I will try and make it as soon as possible. So I see this strand doesn't have roots, so I will keep it apart. Also, as you can see, I finally have a potting mat. My fiance made me one and it is really helpful to make this kind of video, so thank you very much, Rudy. Another string without roots. Thank you, Shanti, for destroying my propagations. All the strands that doesn't have roots I'm going to put again in water. So I do have 9 strings that has roots, and these ones I'm going to put in the new pot. So now I'm going to take off the pot and take a look at the roots. So it has really nice roots. The pot is full, so it really needed a repotting. So it's very good that we are doing this thing now, and also the new strings are going to make the pot even fuller. I'm going to fill the pot with more soil at the bottom. So I want to keep the mother plant close to the edge, so I have all this other space for the propagations. So I'm going to add some soil. And I want to also fill the soil as high as possible, so that the string of hearts that are on top are not sunk in the pot and receive also light. I also want to add some Osmocote fertilizer. This is slow release fertilizer, and it needs to be added 1 inch from the top of the soil. This will be good for 3 months. And now I will start by putting the propagations. So this part is a bit tricky now. The propagations, I want to put them from behind, from this other part of the pot, so I can pin as much nodes so that it can grow even more roots. Start by adding some soil very carefully. You want to avoid the hearts of the string of hearts to go inside the soil, because then they will rot. When you make the propagations in water, I suggest, if you can, to cut the leaves of more than one node at the end of the string, so that the plant is going to produce roots from 2 nodes, and it will be more established when you plant the new propagations. And you also have to be careful to put all the roots inside the soil, because they are pretty thin and they can die very easily. So now, after I filled everything with soil, I'm going to use these wires to pin down more hearts and keep them in place. So it's very easy. I have this wire that I'm going to bend like this and then cut them here to make this kind of shape, and I will use this to pin down the hearts. Okay. So I have finished pinning down the hearts, and the pot is full on the upper part, and this can also make possible the growth of new vines from the new nodes that will be in touch with the soil. And this is the finished pot. Now I have these 2 baby variegated string of hearts that I want to also put together in a terracotta pot. So these ones I have propagated by myself using the butterfly method, which is you are supposed to cut each individual node of the string of hearts and propagate them using whatever medium you like, sphagnum moss, perlite, or for me I propagated them directly into soil, and each individual node is going to produce a new vine. So yeah, it is quite interesting for me to see the roots, how they have developed. So yeah, these are the roots. It is not a lot, but I was expecting even less. Actually, they are quite nice. I will try to shape it in a way that I can put 2 plants in here as much as possible. So as before, I will put a bit of Osmocote. Try not to bury any hearts. Okay. And now I will fill the space with soil. And since this is a younger plant and there are not a lot of roots, you need to be very careful with the watering. It will need less frequent water than a more mature plant, of course. String of hearts are like succulents. They maintain water on their leaves, and they also have these tubers in the soil that at the same time retain a lot of water. And all the informations that I have seen online, they told that string of hearts need to be watered like succulents, and you need to be very, very careful. You need to water them sparsely, not a lot. And that's what I did at my first months. I was watering them when I saw that the leaves were wilting a little bit. They were becoming wrinkly, but as for my experience, then I realized that they don't really like to get to that point. They want to be a little bit more moist, and because when you let them get to dry, then they will produce small leaves. So we don't want small leaves, we want big, full, hard leaves. So it's better to water the string of hearts when the soil is dry and not to let them go even beyond that point. So the strings that are a bit longer, I'm going to pin them down at the soil, so it's the same thing as the other one that I did. They will root into the soil and make the plant even fuller. And when you pin them down, I will suggest that the strings go under the other leaves so they don't get in the way, and they also help naturally keep the nodes in contact with the soil. So now at the moment I'm just laying them down to cover as much surface as possible. So it's like this, and now I will just use a couple of pins to keep everything in place. So also this pot is done. It looks very full, and this has all the potential to become a very beautiful string of hearts. So now I have these propagations of my Hoya Queen, and these ones, as I said, I want to try and put them in leca. So I will start by putting some lecas at the bottom. And look at all those roots. I have seen that Hoyas do really enjoy growing in a semi-hydro situation. When I try to propagate them, I put them in water, and I've seen that they put a lot of roots in water, and then I have kept them in perlite for some time, which has been also very effective. But then when I put them in soil, I have had some problems. So now I just want to experiment and try to keep one Hoya in leca to see how it will grow when you have this situation for longer time and not only use it as a propagation method. The only thing that has made me not wanting to try seriously using leca for more plants to grow them is that I've seen that they need a specific kind of fertilizer that is for semi-hydro growing, and we don't have it here in Albania. But I have also seen people use this Osmocote slow release fertilizer, and I'm going to try it with this one. We'll sprinkle it at the top. And also try to fill it as much as possible with leca, so I don't have roots exposed. So that is it. So also finished repotting this one. Next, what I want to pot is a propagation of a lipstick plant that I have made. This one. It's pushing out new leaves, and it also has pushed out roots. The water is filled with algae, so it's not ideal, and I think that it is the right moment to pot it in soil. And this one, I want to pot it in more moist retaining soil. As always, I will start by adding some soil at the bottom. And when you have big chunks of soil together, it's better to separate them so the roots doesn't have problems finding their way. When you have more than one node, like in this case, it is better to try and cover them with more soil, because they will sprout new roots. and try to distribute the vines so they appear to fill out the pot more. These ones were the bigger cuttings, so I will just fill a bit with soil to keep them in place. Now I will put some smaller ones. I will sprinkle some fertilizer as well. And then top everything with more soil. So this is not going to look perfect for the first month, but then it's going to take its shape, rearrange itself and put new growth, so it will start looking more like a stabilized plant. So this is a propagation of lipstick plant potted up. Next I have these small propagations of Monstera Peru. This was a cutting that one of my friends gave me, and I wanted to make a plant of this Monstera Peru, but it has taken a lot of months for them to root and to push out these very small leaves. And I have had them in perlite, and now I think it is time to put them in soil so they can have more nutrients to grow. And also this perlite was very dusty, so it's not good for the roots. I will put them in a small pot. This plant is a super slow grower. Look at the tiny roots that it has. This one is slightly bigger. So I think this is okay. Try not to put them too far down the soil. The smallest Monstera Peru propagation ever. And I will keep this in a small jar so it can have a lot of humidity to grow. So I do have this small prop box, and I put some things inside for a long time, and they have grown a lot. They don't have enough space now, so I need to put them somewhere else so they can grow even more. I do have some Alocasia Zebrina bulbs in here that have grown. Philodendron Squamiferum and some skin depths, but they are pretty small, so maybe I can leave them still there. I will pot first the philodendron and then the zebrinas with the mother plant. Again, a small pot. So as you can see, this was the chunk of the mother plant, and this is the new sprout that it has given, and it's also growing out new roots from this place. So I will want to bury the chunk and also this part of the plant. Don't put a lot of fertilizer because this is still a small plant. And this is also done. And lastly, I will put the zebrina bulbs with the mother plant. It has some small fine roots, but they are okay. Look at the shape that it has grown. So this is one of the bulbs. I don't remember how many there are in here because it has been quite some time since I put them. The other one. This is a small one. And this one I think is the last one. So I do have 4 bulbs. This is the mother plant, and I'm going to try to put the babies in the soil in here. Since there is a smaller amount of space from that side, I will put the smaller ones here. They will look a bit ridiculous now compared to the size of the mother, but when they grow up, they will fill the pot. If everything goes okay. These are ready. They look a bit ridiculous, but I hope they will establish and grow up and make the pot fuller with plants. So now I will water everything and come back and show you everything how it is looking. So that was it, guys. Everything is done. My propagations are all potted up and they are looking very nice. I'm pretty happy with how they turned out. I hope you enjoyed this video and maybe it has given you an impulse to also go and make some plant chores for yourself. Thank you very much for watching, and please like, share and subscribe. I will be posting more planting content. And if you like plants like me, then maybe you can check out my Instagram page with the same name, Albo__plants, and give me also a follow there. We can stay also in contact there, and wish you the best and hope to see you soon. Bye!